Jim Jones just won't quit running his mouth. This time, the lies finally caught up with him. From rewriting Dipset history to flip-flopping on old beefs, fans are done with all the cap. The streets are watching, the receipts are out in the open, and Jim's credibility? It's barely holding on.
The rock star look. Who came up with that? You or Joel's?
The rock and roll look, that's my look. That's my look. Joel's is my little brother. I started the whole aesthetic. Wasn't nobody dressing like rock stars at all. Nowhere near the game. It wasn't thinking about it. I created that whole style and implemented it into the hip hop culture. You dig? But yeah, I set the torch up for the rock star rap look. I always been dressing like a white boy since high school. I've been wearing motorcycle jackets and shit like that since high school. I got a different style than most.
And I know Wayne, he started dressing like that.
Yeah, we gave it to Wayne. He came to Dipset school, was with us for a whole summer. He was with Wells for a whole summer. And naturally, his whole...
Man, honestly, every time Jim Jones speaks these days, it feels like he's sinking himself even deeper. The Harlem rapper, once respected as one of New York hip-hop's pillars, is now getting called out left and right for flipping his stories, tweaking facts, and trying to rewrite Dipset history. Fans have finally reached their limit. What's crazy is Jim has been hopping on interviews non-stop, attempting to polish his image. But every statement seems to backfire harder than the last one. It all kicked off when Jim started hitting the podcast circuit again, claiming he built Dipset from the ground up. According to him, without his vision, there'd be no movement, no fashion wave. Number Harlem takeover on a global scale, but the internet never sleeps. Fans immediately dug up old footage, interviews, and receipts that completely contradicted Jim's claims. Clips surfaced of Cam explaining how he actually introduced Jim, gave him major exposure, and even backed Dipset's early moves financially. So when Jim said he created Dipset, fans were quick to clap back. Nah, bro, you joined Dipset. You didn't build it solo.
Some comments about Nas, they got a lot of people coming at you, man. But as a New York rapper, I want to ask you, do you feel like you get your respect?
Yeah, I definitely get my respect as a New York rapper. My name's Capo. Don't let the motherfucking internet fool you, my brother. You heard New York.
And that's just one of the many things that's been chipping away at his credibility. For years, he's been spinning different versions of the same story. Whether it's about Dipset breaking up, who fell out with who, or who actually contributed to their rise, the details keep shifting and the people who were there, like Cam and Mace, are constantly calling him out, just recently. Mace went on It Is What It Is and said, "Jim's been lying on my name for years, but now people can see it for themselves." The fans went wild, and honestly, they weren't wrong. Jim's been caught trying to rewrite history to make himself look like the main player. Even his old beefs don't add up anymore. He'll make one claim about Luke's and the Bazoo's battle, then flip a month later and downplay it. He'll act like he and Mace have made peace, then throw subtle shade in the next interview. It's like he can't figure out whether to play the victim or the villain. The streets are tired of it too. Hip-hop heads used to respect Jim for his grind. He wasn't the most talented lyricist, but he was reliable. Now that reliability feels more like delusion. Every few months, he resurfaces to defend himself from some controversy, and instead of looking confident, he comes off insecure. Fans are starting to see the truth. Jim Jones' biggest problem isn't Cam, Mace, or Jadakiss. It's his own mouth.
Going around right now asking if it's Nas or Jim Jones.
What's the question?
Nas or Jim Jones?
I'm a Harlem nigga. Will never ever disrespect Nas, first and foremost. Jimmy, that's the bro. That's Uncle Jomo, but first and foremost, he need to sit his ass fuck.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones? Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
All right. Nas or Jim Jones?
Is that a serious question?
Yes, it is.
It's Nas, bro.
Well,
Jim Jones is the clown.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Come on. Is that a question?
Yo,
Is that a question?
hey, yo.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Come
though.
on.
I ain't say who.
Yo, Nas.
Nas for the culture.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Said Nas or Jim Jones? Oh, Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Oh, Nas, I ain't gonna lie.
Let's go.
Fuck Jim Jones, though.
All right.
Let's be real. Jim Jones' ego has always been his biggest enemy. Instead of letting his legacy and work speak for themselves, He's constantly trying to control the story, and now it's finally catching up with him. In one interview, he'll flex about keeping Dipset together, and in the next, he's pointing fingers at everyone else for his setbacks. Fans noticed the contradictions online, and when they called him out, Jim got defensive, claiming people were twisting his words. The problem? Nobody's twisting anything. He just can't keep his story straight. A major turning point came when Mace and Cameron launched. It is what it is, they casually shared Dipset stories. And fans quickly started connecting the dots, realizing Jim wasn't the uncheckable leader he always portrayed himself to be. Mace even said, "Jim talked like he was the general, but we all know who really built the empire, and it wasn't him." That line alone blew up the internet. Fans flooded Twitter and TikTok, digging up old clips where Jim called himself the capo, acting like he ran the crew, and just when it seemed like the receipts couldn't pile up any higher, Jim got caught in another lie. In a new interview, he claimed he never had real beef with Jadakiss and Styles P, saying the versus battle was just friendly competition. But everyone remembers the post-battle interviews. Jim was clearly pressed, insisting Dipset didn't lose, even though fans had seen it play out live. Jadakiss later roasted him on the radio, saying, "Don't rewrite history, bro." You know what happened? Fans couldn't stop laughing because it was 100% true.
Being honest, right? And you looking back at your career, where will you rank yourself among New York rappers? Top 10, top 15, top 20?
Where did I rank myself? I don't care about top 10 ranks. I care about the money. You heard? And you talking about all these artists that came in after me. I came in after them, Ralph, you heard? And I started as a hype man. And right now I am the hype man, as you can see all over the internet. Big difference, you heard? I'm talking about present day and what we're doing right now. I ain't worried about what's going on in the past. I don't worry about what you used to do or what you used to do. What can you do right now, you heard? And if you're not in it, you're not in it, you dig? But I'm in it wholeheartedly, and I wrap circles around anybody who beg to differ. Tell them meet me in the booth. That's all we gotta talk about. Ain't no shot at no one in particular person, but yeah, you know what's up. I'm from that era, engagement era, you heard?
Then there's the situation with Mace. Jim's been downplaying their past issues, acting like it was all love and just some misunderstanding. But fans clearly remember when he went on rants, calling Mace a fake pastor and throwing shade over money. Now all of a sudden it's all good. Nah, people see right through that. He's just trying to polish his image after years of reckless talk. Even some of his longtime fans aren't buying it anymore. The comments on his recent interviews are savage. People are saying things like, "Jim's been lying for so long. He forgot the truth and thinks he can gaslight the entire culture." When the audience you built your career on stops believing you, that's a red flag. It's not about hating on Jim, it's about accountability. He's been in the game for over 20 years. You'd think by now he'd know how to own his story. But every time he tries to come off smarter than the facts, he ends up making himself look like the problem. And that's exactly why fans are done with him. The man who once embodied Harlem's realness now feels like he's living in a fantasy of his own making.
What would you say to the people that say when Dipset was at their peak and it mattered most, you wasn't a good rapper? It was all about Cam and Joel's. They was the best rappers in the group.
Who cares about that? What the fuck did you talk about? That's what I don't understand. That makes no sense. At Dipset peak, he wasn't where he at right now. Well, shit, I'm where I'm at right now. I got better. You heard? Most people have been in this game as long as I've been in the game and not here anymore. At all. They way gone. They can't compete. Not on this level. At all. I can compete at the top level right now. Period. Against anybody. Especially from my era group. I spank they boots. I don't care who you put in the booth with me. And I got the money to back it. Right now, tonight. That's the difference. Don't play no games. Tell them bring 100 tonight. Whoever it is. They're not gonna come, bro. They know I'm vicious. I'm not one to play with when it comes to doing music at all.
The saddest part? Jim Jones had everything to go down as a Harlem legend. He had the longevity, the energy, the grind, all the pieces were there. But over time, that constant hunger for validation started eating away at his authenticity. Instead of owning his lane, he wanted to be seen as the mastermind. The problem is, the people who were actually there, Cam, Mace, and even veterans like Fat Joe, keep reminding everyone who really did the work. Let's talk about those "it is what it is" moments for a second. Mace and Cam have this ongoing bit where they clown Jim every few episodes. Never malicious, just facts. They call him out for flipping narratives, and the fans love it because they know it's real. When Mace said, "Jim's like that dude who copies your homework but still gets it wrong," the internet went wild. It was hilarious, but it hit hard, because every time Jim tries to insert himself into Dipset conversations, it just feels forced, and it's not only the old beefs. Jim's been pushing the idea that he's the face of Harlem rap right now, claiming influence over newer artists. But the truth? The younger generation isn't really checking for him like that. They respect his legacy, sure, but they're not quoting him. With artists like A Boogie, Fivio Foreign, and Davies shaping the current Harlem sound, Jim comes off out of touch trying to keep up. Instead of evolving naturally, he's chasing moments, viral interviews, manufactured controversies, whatever keeps him trending temporarily.
I mean, and keep in mind that what I'm doing is for my era of music. You heard? It's a blessing that I'm still here and I'm still being able to be appreciated by the youth and the younger generation coming up. That's a super blessing right there. But when it comes to the people of my era, I want smoke. You dig? Whether they're active or inactive, I'm telling them, I want smoke. You heard? Don't care about no legendary status, none of that type of shit. None of that shit works on the street, bro. I want smoke in the booth. You heard? Who want that? Let's talk about that right now. Who want to meet me in the booth? You heard? You ain't even gotta come to the same studio. Let's be in the same building. You take A room, I take the B room. You heard? Just to make everybody feel comfortable. But I want smoke in the booth.
Last year, he even tried taking shots at Pusha T, calling him overrated and claiming he didn't have hits for New York, but the fans weren't having it. They quickly reminded Jim how Pusha shredded Drake, something Jim could never pull off. It turned into another massive internet roast, with people saying he just picks fights to stay in the spotlight. And honestly, they're not wrong. Jim's brand used to stand for loyalty and Harlem pride. Now, it's built on excuses and contradictions. Every time he tries to clap back at critics, it only reinforces what everyone already sees. He can't own up to his own actions. That's why fans are slowly walking away. In this game, realness is rare, and Jim has lost touch with his own roots while trying to protect a facade.
I mean, if we're looking at the rappers from your era, it's not many left that's rapping at a high level.
All right, well, yeah.
Jada, he's still here. He still got something left in the team.
Jada,
Fab,
nice.
He's still spitting.
Fab is one of my favorite rappers of all time. He's absolutely dumb nice. Like on another level. Niggas really listen to Fab music, that nigga go crazy. Like that nigga is, from a New York standpoint, and shit like that. Like you dig? So every place have their own music, you heard? I'm just coming from a New York standpoint, a tri-state area standpoint. We got our own thing and our own bop out here that we all appreciate and shit like that, you know what I mean? So we appreciate our New York rappers because there's a certain sound, it's just that.
At this point, it's clear Jim Jones is losing the one thing that truly defined him, the respect of the people. He still acts like
during
he's
the
the capital
iconic
of Harlem.
Thanksgiving Day
But when
parade,
your stories
Mayor
don't match
Sylvester
up
Turner
and your
gave him a key
peers
to the
keep
city.
calling you out, that title don't hold weight anymore. Even his recent attempts to play peacemaker between Dipset members fell flat because no one trusts his version of events. It's like he's talking just to hear himself. Nobody's taking him seriously now. You can see it everywhere online. Fans who once cheered for him are now calling him out in real time. Clips from his interviews get reposted with captions like, "This man lying again?" or "Didn't he say something different last month?" He's become his own meme, not because people hate him, but because he keeps spinning stories that nobody believes.
Feeling that, you know what I mean, that we get from certain rappers and things like that. And Fab is one of them, Jada is one of them, Fat Joe is one of them. Whenever JB jumping back out, he one of them, like you dig, like. But some of these people lost their rhythm and they cadence, you dig, like they still stuck where they was at, you heard, and people be getting confused. Like, I ain't even gonna get into it. But like I said, I want smoke. Only way to shut me up is to shut me up. Show me I'm bugging.
You think you can go bar for bar with Jada, Fab, or Jay-Z?
I go to bar with anyone. With anyone. You heard? There ain't no beating around the bush. I've been saying it, bro. I want smoke in the booth. You heard? That's the only way to settle this one. We all can put out dope freestyles. We all can put out dope music. I want smoke in the booth.
And the sad truth? It didn't have to go down like this. Jim Jones had a chance to step up as a respected elder in hip-hop, the type of figure who drops knowledge, guides the younger generation, and uplifts Harlem. But instead, he doubled down on the same ego-driven habits that have been following him since the Dipset days. You can't demand respect while constantly rewriting your own history. The streets remember too much. Even Cameron, who's been chill lately, threw a subtle jab on air, saying, "Some people been lying so long they think it's the truth." The fans instantly knew who he meant. Then Mace laughed and added, "That's capo behavior." Boom, that clip spread like wildfire. Jim Jones got exposed live on their own platform.
Meet me there. You heard? Like the Thriller in Manila. Let's sell it that way. You see how Beasley and Baby Bro just did the one-on-one? You heard? You see how Beasley and Lance did? That's what I want. You heard? I want the one-up. I want smoke. I don't care about rankings, bro. I want smoke. I want smoke and I want money. You heard? A ranking never gave me $1 at all. When the ranking come with a check, then I'll be pressed about the ranking. But none of that shit come with a check.
At this point, it's bigger than beef. It's about legacy. Jim Jones's career proves one thing: you can't fake realness. The same Harlem that once lifted him up is now side-eyeing him, waiting to see if he'll ever just keep it 100. Fans? They're officially done. They've seen the lies, the backpedaling, the contradictions, and the tough talk that doesn't hold up. What's left is a man who built his name on loyalty, but let pride cost him everything. In hip-hop, you can bounce back from setbacks, but once credibility is gone, that's game over.